The consultants to this negotiation have been highly representative by big pharma and corporations, whom we know prioritize profits over lives. The global health community, with our allies from MSF and ACT-UP, are here to take a stand against the shameful negotiations happening right here at this Sheraton Hotel. Shame, 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 shame. We cannot begin to comprehend how important generic drugs are to combating HIV and hepatitis C epidemics in the global south and around the world. The majority of individuals on antiretrovirals around the world are alive because of generic drugs. We are at a critical moment in the fight against hepatitis C, where we actually have a cure. We can actually talk about test, treat, and cure for millions of people living around the world with hepatitis C. However, these drugs are ridiculously overpriced by companies like Gilead, which are charging over $1,000 a pill. Is it really a cure if those that need it most can't afford it? No. Exactly. Here in New York State, the response to these high prices on the Medicaid system has been to place restrictions on who can be prescribed these drugs. You basically need to be sick with liver failure before qualifying. How horrible is that? The patent laws that allow Gilead and other pharmaceuticals to get away with overpricing New York and the U.S. is being forced onto all participating countries in this trade agreement. The only reason the AIDS community here in New York State can even talk about ending AIDS by 2020 is because we have fought for price reduction of HIV meds here in New York State. Now, the TPP will prevent countries like Vietnam from making generic drugs. And Vietnam specifically has had a long history of generic hepatitis C production to treat their population. Therefore, forcing Vietnam to abide by these imposed patent laws will essentially destroy their health infrastructure and prevent them from actually tackling serious chronic illnesses. Vietnam is also a PEPFAR recipient with over $500 million since 2004 being sent to fight HIV. With the TPP, we are actively wasting our financial investment. If our government and President Obama are serious about an AIDS-free generation and ending hepatitis C, we need commitments to oppose fast tracks while reconsidering our role in the TPP negotiations. Derail fast track! 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 Derail fast track!
Was anybody around for the Korean FTA protest? You remember how cold it was and how we had to come out and do exercises and stay warm? Today we're going to have Paul Klein warm us up with a song. We shall not be moved. Who knows it?
We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. We shall not be moved.
You guys are pretty good. Watch out, we're going to get recruited. So we already talked about everybody here is connected by internet. You got news from the internet of today's protest. And we hear stories from the front lines across the globe from the internet. So we're going to hear today about how that's being put at risk.
How you doing? I'm Peter Mysak from Access. Who here loves the internet? Yeah. Well, how'd the internet get made? Was it in backroom deals? No. Was it deals where corporations get a seat at the table, governments get a seat, but we're locked out? No. So that's what they're doing in there, and what they can do is roll back all these awesome technologies and tools that we've created and we use. Transparency is the way forward. Transparency is what we need. Transparency is key. Secret law, secret oversight, secret negotiations are not going to protect users. What did we learn from the surveillance revelations? We learned that secret oversight fails, that we cannot protect users around the world through deals and negotiations that we're not a part of. We need a seat at the table. What's that called in internet speak? It's multi-stakeholderism. Multi-stakeholder, that's what internet governance is. Even the US government says that. Why don't we have a seat at trade negotiations that go way beyond commerce and affect the way ordinary people use the internet? It can affect our privacy. They can put up roadblocks to privacy laws that protect users. They can put up roadblocks to net neutrality. Who wants net neutrality in the US? Well, let's not put that in danger here and all over the world, in Brazil and Europe, with some trade agreement that we're not a part of. Transparency is key. Keep the internet free, stop TPP. 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 Stop TPP. So we got privacy, we got net neutrality, we got the right of users, individuals, non-profits, churches to access the same internet as everyone else here and abroad. And we need to protect that. So let's derail fast track. Derail fast track.
The police are asking us to cross the street because we are growing in numbers. So that's a success for us, all right? So we're just going to go, we're going to cross the street legally here at the corner, and we're going to gather in front of Chase Bank, another corporation. Yeah, we're going to cross the street thanks to the NYPD.
You know, we got a constitution in this country. Yeah. And you know what treaties do, right? They override everything. They override federal, state, and city laws. That's why you need 3/4 of the Congress to vote on a treaty. And that's why fast track is so fucking dangerous. Yeah. Because it overrides everything. So what are we going to tell these people? Go home! Go home! Go home! Go home!
Feel like,
Go home! Go home! Go home! Go
I know, mine too.
Mr. President, sir, I gotta let you know something. I also got a secret clearance from the Navy. And if the goddamn fucking TPP is so good, let me see the text. And if the Castro agreement is so good, let me see the text. And if the fucking Kaiser agreement is so good, let me see the fucking text. And guess what? If the BIT with China treaty that you want is so good, let me see the text. So what are we going to tell the president, sir? Let me see the text. Tell him, let me see the text. 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 The members of Congress, you bought and paid for. We all know it, so let's not bullshit each other. But we're going to tell you to do something. Do your fucking job. You hear it? These are the American people here, Congress. Do your fucking job. We don't need no fast track. Do your job. 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 everybody about this, our Constitution and our flag that's on the line. Peace.
To make it a hard censoring job for the press. Thank you very much for being here today. We're going to hear from the Raging Grannies again. Can you give it up for the Raging Grannies? All right, ladies, take it away.
our water, air, and climate from fracking, a dangerous method of extracting natural gas. The passage of this partnership threatens the safety of the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe. It represents the cynical power grab by multinational corporations and their allies in Congress. It spells danger for consumers and our environment. What's more, as you all know, the TPP is being negotiated in secret. The American public cannot see or hear about what's going on, but more than 600 corporate trade advisors are seeking special interest waivers to the TPP. This is not democracy. Here in New York, the TPP could undermine our successful campaigns of ban fracking and our ongoing efforts to label GMO foods and support local agriculture. We are advocating for the rights of consumers to know the food they buy contains genetically engineered ingredients. But the TPP puts all of this at risk by authorizing foreign corporations to sue federal, state, and local governments if the company believes that a law or regulation will negatively affect its bottom line. For example, Lone Pine Resources, an oil and gas exploration company, is challenging Quebec's moratorium on fracking to the tune of $250 million in damages under a provision of NAFTA that's similar to the one in the TPP. The TPP negotiations are also trying to undermine state rules, impose privatized meat inspections, and promote the import of unsafe and the export of black gas. In undermining democracy, the TPP threatens our ability to protect the safety of our food, water, and environment, and now Wall Street fat cats and the big business lobby are pushing to fast-track this all-trade deal. Fast-track allows Congress to vote only up or down on the corporate negotiated TPP and to prevent our elected representatives from addressing concerns about the environment, workers, community, and consumer protection. We call on Congress to stand up to this corporate power grab and reject fast track. Thank you so much. Food and water are continuing to stand firm. There's nothing to hold us together more than food, right? Water, air. This is from across the globe. We have a special guest, Dr. James Kelsey from New Zealand, here to say a few words of solidarity. Greetings to you all from the others in the campaign to stop the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. I'm from New Zealand, one of the other 11 countries that is part of the Dirty Deal. In December, we had a National Day of Action. We had over 10,000 people out on the streets in New Zealand in 16 different towns and cities. Put 10,000 in perspective, New Zealand only has 4.5 million people. When there is a mass movement in our country to stop this agreement, not only is it an issue about democracy and sovereignty, but like you, it is about our health system, it is about the rights of foreign investors to be able to continue plundering our environment, it's about the right to respond to a financial crisis, it's about the ability to put people before profit, and we will not tolerate our government signing up to a deal like this in secret. We want a person signing up to it in a hope that's secret either, but secondly, a violation of human rights, and thirdly, the denial of livelihoods of the hundreds and thousands of farmers whose ability to continue providing food security and safe food in Japan is jeopardized. So they are working hard. We are working hard. In Australia, the activists there have been running a great campaign. They had a piece of legislation in the Senate to stop any future Australian government from signing up to investor-state dispute settlement, and they had hundreds of thousands of signatures in on the petition to support that bill. The government that is negotiating that voted that down, but the people of Australia have sent a very clear message and will continue to do so. I don't know if you know, but there is another big negotiation happening between the US and the EU called TTIP. And the European Union several weeks ago announced that it will release the text of TTIP before it is signed so there can be proper debate. And they can do that for the US-EU negotiation. Why can't they do that for the TPPA? So we will be continuing to run between now and the March ministerial meeting a campaign to demand the release of the text before the ministers are due to meet in mid-March in Singapore to make the political trade-off that will bind our future in our lives without our right to enemy say. So we will be saying to them everywhere across the PCA countries, when it comes to the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement being a secret deal signed, we all have to say, shame, 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 shame,
We're marching in Monsanto, New York City. Monsanto and other foreign corporations participate on making EPC as a priority. The problem with this particular case is that it sets precedent in home that corporations have the right to Forest.
Nice. Thank you.
I certainly do. The first experiment of this free trade agreement in Latin America 20 years ago. We fought for 5 years. And we lost. But now history proves we were right. We were not as strong as the government and corporate media said we were. We were not as strong as the government and corporate media said we were. They said we did not want progress. They said we did not want progress. They said we wanted to stay illegal.
They used to climate change.
They said climate change.
Always on the trade war.
How could we not want trade? All we wanted was to have a say in that trade. To make an agreement for what it is. To make an agreement for what it is.
Agreement, not imposition.
Agreement, not imposition.
Before 1994, when NAFTA got into effect, Before 1994, when NAFTA got into effect, Mexico was a country producing and exporting corn. Mexico was a country producing and exporting corn. It did not buy corn. It did not buy corn. Corn was the basic grain for all indigenous food in all Mesoamerica.
Corn was the basic grain for all indigenous food in all Mesoamerica.
Now can you feel
Yeah.
Thank you. After NAFTA, Mexico is a country that depends on foreign corn and foreign food. Since growing corn were the basis of the economy, almost all Mexican peasants, except the autonomous communities like the Zapatista communities, are now completely dependent on the foreign food.
Can I do an interview with you? Sure. All right, great. So, what's your name and what organization you with?
I'm Michael O'Neill. I'm co-chair of the Green Party of New York State, Brooklyn resident.
Great.
And we're here at the rally to say no to the Trans-Pacific Partnership. These multilateral transnational agreements like WTO and NAFTA and the TPP, they're inherently undemocratic, and that you get these backroom deals between corporations and state, quasi-state actors that supersede local regulations that we have to protect our workers, to protect the environment, to protect net neutrality, and not to mention that all of the interests in that room, the Sheraton Hotel where the TPP is meeting, they want to gut all of that stuff. They see all of that as just resources to be extracted. They want to turn the internet into a, pay-to-play system where, if you want to have decent download speeds, you got to pay for that. They see the environment as something just to extract resources from and dump pollution into. They're not doing anything in there to get us to 100% clean energy by 2030, which is where we need to get to even have a hope of fighting against catastrophic climate change. They're not doing anything in there for a universal single-payer healthcare system, which we need here and we need abroad to not just fight local illness and to help people who are dealing with medical problems locally, but also when you're looking at transnational health issues such as, for instance, Ebola, or the spread of hepatitis, or the spread of HIV. These are solutions that need to be universally applied. They're not being talked about in the Sheraton Hotel right now by the TPP people, and so we got to derail the fast track, call for real democratic agreements between the peoples of the world for grassroots democracy, social justice, ecological wisdom, and real nonviolence.
Now, do you know who specifically is in these secret meetings right now?
The 1%. The 1% of the 1%. And it's, maintaining relationships so that the workforce of Asia remains exploited so that we can have cheap consumer goods. And so that, America keeps, putting out pollution at a rate that, outstrips the rest of the world. So what's scary about agreements like the TPP is how much we don't know, how much we can't know. It's not even on the public record. It's these quasi-state actors, corporate representatives, and then whatever cronies they have from whatever nations of the world. It's entirely not transparent. It's entirely undemocratic. It's inherently bankrupt, and we need to shut it down.
Great. Now, if people want to find out more about TPP, since the major media isn't covering it, is there any websites people should go to?
Flush the TPP. I believe it's flushthetpp.org, or if you Google Flush the TPP, or use Bing, or DuckDuckGo, or whatever search engine you like, ask Siri. Just tell Siri to direct you to Flush the TPP, or OK Google, or whatever internet search you're using.
Great. And information about the Green Party, where should people go to?
You can check us out at the state level at gpny.org. It stands for Green Party of New York. And locally, we've got a really active chapter in Brooklyn and Kings County. That's gpbk.org, Masquerade Party in Brooklyn. There's the Gotham Dreams in Manhattan. And look us up. And of course, nationally at gp.org.
Great, thank you so much. Good. Who are you calling?
Schumer's office.
Oh, of course.
Gosh, it's patriotic music, though.